Hi everyone, it's Vickie Kello, your Stamping Up demonstrator from Brisbane. Happy Monday. Hopefully everyone is well. Hi Marie. Hi Glenda. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. I'm a couple of minutes early, so we'll just sit and chat whilst waiting for everybody. I went back to work today. So I'm adjusting to going back to work after having 3 weeks off, so it was very nice. But right, yes, it's a bit like that, Glenda, isn't it? It's very humid and we're expecting like another week of rain. It's gross. So yes. All right, well, we might get started. Others will pop in as they come in. So tonight's Facebook Live is going to be showcasing the Enduring Beauty bundle, which is in the new mini catalogue. And this is currently $89.50 for the bundle, which is great value because it's the stamps. And I've got the big flower stamp out already. But stamps, sentiments, the dies, which here are the dies, along with this sentiment die as well. So the dies as well as these masks. So you get 5 masks. I've got one off to the side because it's got ink on it already. But they all come in the one bundle when you purchase the bundle together. So we're showcasing that tonight, and I've got some hints and tips on that. Hi, Megan. So if we stamp up, now I'm just going to stamp with Smoky Slate. You can stamp with black if you want, but I just want a bit of a lighter stamp. So ink up the stamp and then pop that down. Now I'm going to be making multiple of this card tonight, but in different colours. And I'm going to show you some hints and tips when trying to do multiple of the same with the masks and stuff. So if you've got some scratch paper underneath you, then if you line up your piece of cardstock, hi Lisa, your piece of cardstock and put a little notch there where you mark, where you line up the paper and then stamp, then when you go to line up your mask, and it's, if you've got different size paper and you're stamping different areas, it's going to be different every time, right? But then you can put a little notch there where the notch is on the mask, and so you know that that has to be lined up there every time. So if you are going to be doing multiple images of this stamp, I suggest you get like using your stamping positioning tool, like your Stamparatus or something like that. So you have the same size piece of paper that you're stamping onto, as well as that you're stamping in the exact same position the whole time, so that then this lines up in the exact same position. Hi, Marnie. And that will help that happen. So the masks are all numbered. At the notch, they're numbered 1. I don't know whether that's showing up on camera or not. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the numbers. It's the order that you're supposed to do the masks in. Because I'm going to be doing multiples, I want to get all my colours out at the one time. So I am doing all the greens first, and I'll show you. Like, it's not difficult, and there's no rhyme or reason to do. With the flower layering, you probably have to do it in the right order, and the leaf layering, but between the leaves and the flowers, it doesn't matter really. So you just get some ink. So first off, you want a lighter green. I'm using Granny Apple Green over the stamped image, and then you take that off, and then you bring your next stamped image in, and I'm just going to line that up because the images to me are all stamped on like scrap bits of paper that I had, so they're not all the same size. They are not stamped in the same position because I didn't use a stamp positioning tool or anything like that. I simply just held and stamped. If you've got the general idea of where your notch should be, it does make it a little bit easier to line up the images, but that's it really. Hi, Kerry. So I'm going to pop away my Granny Apple Green because I have done all the other green images. And now we're going to bring in Old Olive, which is our darker green. And so now this mask can go to the side and is ready for being cleaned off. And then we want to find the mask with the detail for the leaves, which is actually mask 4. And line that up. And then do the same thing. So this puts the detail on the, like the veining on the leaves. So there's one done. And I'm just going to go through and do multiples. So you can stamp all your images and then you can do all your leaves, because I wouldn't imagine that you're changing your leaf colour between the two. I don't have that many different leaf combination colours that I would use. So I'm doing all my leaves. And so this is all done, and you all know how much I love colouring and how good at it I'm not. This just makes it so much easier and puts all the blending in the right bits, and I don't have to worry about it. And I've just done 3 flowers, or 3 flower leaves. Nice, Kerry. So, in next to no time. And there's another one, and I think this is the last one to go. Just line this up. Hi, Carrie. All right, so then this mask could go away as well because that is essentially done, and the green is all done on all 6 of our flowers. So that's all done. And then I think it's this one that I did. So if we bring in hi Elizabeth, mask 1. Nope, must be this other one. And line it up with my notch. So I've lined it up with my notch on my paper, and then line it up with my notch that I've marked on my, where that notch should be. And so if all your images are stamped the same on the same size paper, this notch will help. Okay, so then we start choosing, hi Sue, the colours for the flowers. So I've got a few colours here because I want to do a bubble bath with berry burst. I want to do Highland Heather with gorgeous grape. And I want to do Daffodil Delight with pumpkin pie. So we're going to do 2 Daffodil Delights because we're going to do 2 of each flower. I've got blending brushes coming out my bum here. But, okay, so we just line up that with our notches. And you can go as dark or as light as you want with the first lot of layer, and all your flowers are done. Amazing. So we'll do the second lot. Now, if this was all stamped the same, then I'd just line it up with my notch again, but I've used different size pieces of paper and I've stamped in different areas on the paper. All right, so that color is then done. And you can even tell between these two that I've put a little bit more ink on the first yellow than I have the second one. It's come out a bit darker. So I'm gonna pop that away. And then just to clean the mask, because we're going to continue using the same mask, just for the time being, and do all the lighter colour first, you just get some baby wipes. You can run it underwater, but I'm in my craft room and I don't have access to that, so I'm just cleaning it with the baby wipes. I'm gonna pop that over there, and we'll get the next one in, and this time we'll use bubble bath. Get my right blending brush. Yes, you can choose, you just need a light and dark colour. So one for the flower colour and then one for the accents and things, but you can use any colour, and you could even use the same colour and then just be a bit lighter with this first colour and then be a bit more heavy-handed with the second colour of the same tone, rather than doing two different colours like I am. So that would work as well. And that would, if you're doing that, you probably don't need to clean the masks off so much in between when doing multiples. But you could have all these ready to go like I had. You stamped the images and do all the leaves, and then just decide on the colour of the flower when you're ready to do the card. So pop that to the side, close this ink pad. And then the next colour is going to be Highland Heather. So line up your mask. Got my ink on the wrong side now. And then ink up your brush. Hi, Renee. All right, so there's the first Highland Heather one done. Cara, you're back. And line up your mask again. I'm going to move this ink pad to the right side. So if you go by the order of the masks, this flower image that we're doing now is number 1. So this should be done first. But because I'm doing multiple different colours of flowers, Croc versus Pokemon issue. I did the leaves first. Yes, Megan, you are going to buy this set. No. Yeah, so I'm doing the masks out of order. But there's no rule or it must be done. So I've just been wiping that with a, what are these? Wet wipes? Baby wipe. I've got the other 2 green masks off to the side and they're just sitting there. So we'll just pop that one over there because it's clean. Now the next mask is this one, which is the, so this is number 3 because the big leaf image is number 2. So we're going to go with the yellow one first. And this is to give the flower some highlights. So again, if you line up your image, your first stamped image, with the mark that you made on your scratch paper, and then you move, because this is probably the hardest mask to line up. And because I've got two of them, I should mark this paper that this is the one. Oh, this isn't the one either. It probably is the other one. Line up where the notch goes. If your paper's in the right posi, then this should be where your flowers go. That's better. I had it in the wrong spot. So I'm going to do this as pumpkin pie. And if you feel you need to mask down, like stick your masks down so they don't move, then you could do that. But how good does that look? It just gives it so much definition. And it's taken me like a hot minute to do it. That's it. Like, it took me longer to line up the mask than it did to actually do it. So nice, isn't it? So, well, with the colour combos are endless, Megan. So you could, it is easy, Glenda. So easy. Okay, so then we'll do the berry burst. So we need to clean the mask. And I'm just doing a baby wipe there, and we'll get the pink ones in. Get berry burst. Oh, I'm running out of room for my ink pads. I'm going to have to move them somewhere else. They're just not enough room. The hardest bit is lining up the masks. And if you do your notches and mark them out properly, then lining up the masks is really easy. Hi, Jean. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Anyone would think you're an artist. This is my type of colouring because you've all watched me colour. Even with the blends, the only shading type thing that I attempt to do is follow the lines that Stampin' Up have given us on the stamp set. That's as shaded as I get, which is pretty much what that's doing anyway. And it's taken me like 10 seconds. So close up this ink pad, and then we're going to go to the purple. We'll just clean this off. Because you don't want to contaminate your colours. So, where's the stamp set? Gorgeous Grape is this colour. The colour that we're using for the definition on the Highland Heather card. So we'll get our purple blending brush and go. So you don't need blending brushes in every colour. I have blending brushes in colour families. So the green, I used the same blending brush, light and dark, because there's not too much difference. The pinks, I do have two pinks. So I have a light pink and a dark pink. And the purples, I have a light one and a dark one. But the greens I don't. And the yellow and the orange, I used the same blending brush. So you don't need to have 50 different blending brushes either. I just have a different one for each like color family. Okay. And that one is then done. So we can close up this ink pad. We will need those darker ones back because there's one more mask for the flowers. And so you can use the same as the darker color, or if you want, you could throw in a different color as well into the mix. But this is stencil 5 or mask 5, whatever you want to call it. And again, this one was the hard, like one of the harder ones to line up. It doesn't completely line up, but if you've marked your paper, like I have, and used your notch, line it up with the notch, and that pretty much works. In there, where did I put my orange? Over here. And we're going to do the orange. Just gives a bit more definition around the stamens there. So that orange is now finished with. And we'll clean this mask off. I might need some new wipes because they're getting a bit dirty. All right, and do the purple. Line that up. And again. Hi, Vickie, can I get them? You sure can, Jean. So this whole bundle, it comes the stamp, the dies, and the masks, all come in a bundle for $89.50. So if you were to purchase something that's 50 cents more, you would then be entitled to a free celebration item, because every $90 you spend with Stampin' Up, you get a celebration item free. So if you've got something else that you might have been eyeing off, or maybe getting a set of the blending brushes, if you don't have them. A set of the blending brushes I think is $21 last time I remember, and you get a set of 3. So just line this up and do that. And then line up the last one. And you've seen different colour combinations tonight of what you can have in them. The choice is endless, really. You just kind of need a light colour and a dark colour, and you are good to go with whatever works. For flowers, so I'll wash them off in the sink properly with some soapy water in the morning, because I won't get to it tonight, I can tell you that now. And then we have bring in the die cutting. Oh, brushes are now 23. Sorry, ladies. Thanks, Kerry. And the dies that come with this, then cut out this perfectly. So we'll just line that up. How much of that can you see on the screen? Pop that in. And that is then die cut out. Does leave a little bit of a white border around, but that didn't take any time at all. So we'll just do the next one, because I am going to finish all 6 of these cards tonight and show you how quick and easy it is to have cards like this in minutes. And everyone will think that you're the world's best colourer, and you can tell. I did 6 of those flowers in, I've been going for like 29 minutes, and I've coloured all of those 6 flowers in. It would have taken me a lot longer to do that in blends, and they wouldn't look that good, I can tell you. I know some people really like colouring, but it's not my favourite thing to do. Alright, so we've got one more to die cut after this, and then all 6 flowers are also cut out. Rubbish over there. Die cutting machine away. Right. So there's our 6 flowers cut out. And that can then go back. I'm going to put that on a magnetic sheet because I can't ever get them back the way they came. Anyway. And so now we need to do some sentiments for our cards. This comes with, it's always been you. This is the only sentiment that doesn't fit in the sentiment die cut piece. So I've already pre-die cut everything, and so you can die cut it, but it doesn't quite fit in there. Love endures all things. You mean so much to so many. Holding you close in my heart, or embrace the beauty of you. I'm going to use you mean so much to so many. And I'll get my pierce mat. And I actually think I'm going to stamp all of these in the smoky slate. So then they can all stamp the same and I don't have to change the colour. This reminds me, why have I only got 5? I need 6. There we go. This reminds me of watching Brandy Cox doing the 10 cards in 20 minutes. I'm doing 6 detailed cards in an hour, hopefully, because I don't think they'll get done in 20 minutes. I've passed that. If I'd had all the flowers and everything cut and done and just put them together, they'll get done in 20 minutes. But not when you're starting everything from scratch. Oh, and I've just stuck my finger in that ink. So I need a wipe so I don't get ink everywhere else. Okay. So they can go off there. Now, I have pre-cut some deckled rectangles, and then I have embossed a couple of the deckled rectangles, and I've left a couple free. So I've just used some of my favorite embossing folders. So I've got the big spots, the little flowers, the like check basket weave thatch thing, and then the crisscross like metal ones. I can't remember what any of them are called. But you can then just get your ink, your blending brush that you've just used, and get a bit of colour on that if you want. So that one's obviously going to have to go on the Berry Burst one. We can do a Gorgeous Grape one. Just so there's a bit of colour behind that. And then we'll do a orange one, Pumpkin Pie. And then we'll leave those other ones plain. No, let's put colours on all of them. Let's put colours on all of them. So I've not re-inked the colour on this at all. There's plenty of colour left in here. So I'm just going over that. Whoops. Right, so there are those colours. I need card bases. Hopefully I've got enough card bases done. What have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that was good, wasn't it? So let's get card bases. When I open a pack of thick basic white, I cut the whole pack into card bases, and I have that as a stash here beside me, which is what helps to when I'm cutting and prepping my classes as well, because when I prep my online classes, I usually prep for 8 to 12 depending on the response, but I usually have to prep for 12 anyway, because I need one for my sample and one for me to do in the class. So then that only gives 10 for kits. And I always prep everything in 4s because I can get 4 card fronts out of a piece of cardstock. Then that way I don't have too many scraps lying around either. So they're all set there, ready to go. Because working full time and trying to run a business, I need to be efficient at what I do. Okay, so then I have cut this paper. Do you use trimmer or have a guillotine to cut card bases? I use my trimmer. I have thought of getting a guillotine. I do have a guillotine, but I don't cut it for prepping classes. If I do paper shares and stuff, I'll sometimes use that because I'm cutting a lot more. But when I'm just doing my classes, because I usually prep one, like I design one card at a time and then cut the materials for it, it doesn't seem like I'm cutting a lot. So I've cut this paper. This paper is free paper that you get with Celebration. So it's the most adored specialty paper and it's free with a qualifying order of $90. So it's like Valentine's Day. So on the back of this, it's red, but it's gold foil. So you've got the gold hearts, the little flowers and leaves. That's the sheet that we cut up. Then you've just got this checkered bit, bigger flowers. They've got light little hearts. So this is free with a qualifying order of $90. So this bundle is $89.50 and get some blending brushes and you're at your $90. Okay. So pop that on there. So I've got the cardstock layer as the darker accent colour of the flower. If you wanted to, you could gold emboss the flower to start with before you started colouring it with the masks. I don't know how well the masks would line up with that because the embossing makes it a bit raised. So I don't know whether that would impact your ability to use the mask. But why do I not have enough pieces of paper here? And then you could emboss the sentiment as well. Where did I stick that other bit of paper? When you cut a 12 by 12 piece into this, you get 6 sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where am I missing a piece? Did I put it back in the box? Ah, here it is. It's stuck to the back of this. I'm like, where is that piece? I thought I was going crazy there for a minute. Okay, and then this piece can just go straight on the card front. Pumpkin pie is not a colour that I use a lot of. I do like orange, and I quite like orange as my favourite colour. I like orange and blue, but I struggle to use it too much. All right. one more. So then now we need to make sure these line up with the right colours, otherwise that won't look very good. So the purple and the purple, the pink and the pink, and the orange and the orange. And these I am just going to stick on. I'm pumpkin pied out after colouring all my tigers. Oh yes. I'm just going to stick these on flat because I want to pop the flowers up. And then the pink ones. That's an orange one. Pink one. And orange. Now we need dimensionals, which I've got over here. Oh. Got loads of dimensionals that have already started. I'll try not to start dimensionals until the other ones have finished. All right, so put dimensionals on the sentiments as well. I like using these edge pieces on the sentiments because they're a bit straighter and a bit easier to use. I obviously can't do two things at once because I'm struggling to talk and do this. That one's all finished. That's all done. So Friday night is my sip and stamp event. That is an in-person event. And then Saturday is my January class, which has now closed. But my February class is up on the Facebook page and advertised. If you are interested in participating, it's an online class. So open to everyone around Australia. And I have lots of people that participate in my classes. Got one lady from New South Wales and I've got two ladies from Melbourne. And then now we need to do the flowers. I've changed the structure of my classes, or for the February class anyway, that it's a $30 class. You get $15 worth of product, and you make 3 cards, just to make it a little bit more affordable with the cost of living. And you can then use the stamp sets that you already own. So for the February class, I'm using the Detailed Dogwood, which is the free Celebration stamp set if you spend $180. It's a floral stamp set. So as long as you have a floral stamp set that has floral images and a stem, you'll be fine. And then you just need your inks, and it's done via Zoom. If you can't attend the live Zoom session, the class is recorded and you'll be provided a private link after the event. It's usually that afternoon, sometimes the next day, depending on how long the class has taken and how long it takes for my internet to download and re-upload the video. Right, getting there. I think this has been the longest part so far, is me sticking these dimensionals on. Then I've got to take the backings off them. Oops. That one doesn't want to come off my finger. All right. So they can go over there in the rubbish pile, and now we need to put these together. So let's find an orange one. And I'm going to stick my sentiment on first. Because I want, you need to use the roll dimensional. For big ones like this, be all right if you're only making 1 card, but because I'm doing multiple. I don't want I want my sentiment to have its own space. So that's why I stuck it down first. And then I'm going to stick the flowers this way, because if I stick them the other way, I won't see any of the colour that I did. So there's one. And we do the same with this one. And we'll probably have the same issue with the flowers. So the only thing to be mindful of when you're die cutting this after you've inked, if you are quite heavy-handed with the ink, this might feel a bit wet still. And so you just need to be a bit mindful of that when die cutting. So you might not want to die cut. They are so pretty, aren't they, Lisa? You might not want to die cut straight up. If you're not so heavy-handed with the ink, they won't be as damp. But if you are quite heavy-handed with the ink, they might be a bit damp. So this bundle all up, which I think is great value, because most bundles are around the $90 mark anyway, and you just get stamp and dies. This one, it's $89.50, and you get the stamp, dies, and masks. So I think it's great value. And I would like Stampin' Up to bring out more of these. because it makes me look like a fabulous colourer. Like I've got some skills. And I really don't. All right. So you can be as heavy-handed with the dimensionals as you want, but it is a big image, so I don't think 4 is going to cut it. I think you're going to need a few more than 4. Now let's do some purple ones. So you could do like all different colour flowers, but still have like all the background pieces will be, it could be black. And so then it won't matter that what colour, what flower goes on what background. And black would certainly make it pop too. I do like black as a background. I should have tried one of those. Oh, doing a black background. Last one. And then we've got to bling it up. We can't have unblinged cards. So you could add ribbon if you want. I don't know that I want any ribbon, but I definitely want some bling bling. I don't know whether there is a right way and a wrong way to this. I just feel it, because that flower's upside down type thing if you do it that way. But anyway, so let's get rid of this and all these dimensional backings, because that's making it look messy. And then I've got some, which is not going to be enough because I've made so many cards now, but I've got some of these iridescent pearls, iridescent gems, I think, left over. So I'm just going to stick them on randomly. We'll stick one on each colour because I think that's all I'm going to have. Whoops. These like to stick to my fingers. Those ones. Hi Alice. How am I finding the glass mat? I don't mind it. It's not, it's hard for the reflection. Like I don't like the ring light that it gives me of a nighttime for my Facebook Lives, because the mat that I used to have, I would get, it was the grid paper, and I'd get it laminated in a matte finish so it wouldn't reflect off. And I liked that much better. But I am liking it. I do find my seal glides a lot nicer. It's like when you use seal and you've got your pierce mat underneath you on the glass mat. And when you are doing blending and stuff, it is good. So I've only got one of those gems left, so that's useless. But I've got a whole stash of them over here. So what gems are we going to use? Something that's already opened and nearly finished. Right. I think we might just do these silver ones. The gold ones on here, which I think were Christmas ones. Oh, they're nice and tiny, aren't they? Whoops, I've lost that one. Done. Have you not ordered basic rhinestones yet? No, I don't think I have. Well, I did, and then I got more customer orders than I had expected in December. So I ended up having to give my stash as my customer thank yous. I told you I need to place an order. So, but I need to get some plain ones, and I need to go through what's current in there because I think that's, oh, that opened up again. I think some of this has retired and I like it to be in one thing, but that keeps busting open. That's going to annoy me. Right. So tonight, ladies, we made 6 cards, and how are we going for time? An hour. 6 cards, pretty much start to finish, using the Enduring Beauty. How easy was that? And how stunning do these cards look? They make me look like a very good colorer. And then here's 2 other ones that I made similar, using a different background, and I've had a layer of DSP behind there instead of the deckled rectangle. So 8 different versions of a very similar card, and it was done so quickly. So the possibilities are endless and the color combinations are endless, and you just pair them with a bit of background. Even if you don't have nice DSP like the gold swirl or a gold DSP, you just a bit of white and emboss it and it'll be fine. It'll pop just like it is and have a black background. Thanks, Christina. So they're so easy to make. So this is the bundle, and you get the stamp set, the dies, which is the outline die that we use, the sentiment die, some leaf dies, and the dies that cut out these little images here, which I've not used yet, and some flower images there, and then the 5 masks, which is what we used to colour. So these are the nice three of the clean ones, and here are the filthy ones that I haven't cleaned yet of the green for the leaves. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the projects, and I've encouraged you to buy this set or use this set because it's just stunning. And if you do have it, I'd really like to see any creations that you happen to make and share them on my page. That would be great. Thanks everyone. See you next week.